Rafael, can you please switch the slide? Next. So this will help set the tone on Copilot. This is actually a video produced by us. You'll see that the world population is 8 billion people. By the way, India just surpassed China. When you add all of, let's say, the social media realms or worlds, you will see that social media, digital world is bigger than the largest countries out there. This is very important because this is how we're communicating. This is how communities are coming together. This is how we're working, we're buying, we're traveling, etc. Additional, very important study slide over there. It took what the telephone 75 years, something like that, to get to 100 million people. It took ChatGPT 2 months to get to 100 million people. So let's also take note that the technology behind Copilot is also ChatGPT. This whole video presentation you're seeing here, as I mentioned earlier, our internal team did it. It's from actual research from analysts. And we're all seeing how we're communicating. One of the things, right, and right now we're experiencing the impact on video is with Copilot, a good example in ChatGPT and all these AI tools, we're producing more video at a better quality rate than ever in human history. So all these services, all these technologies, what's happening is AI is accelerating things. For example, yesterday at a meeting at Microsoft, and one of the pre-announcements communication I was given is that pretty soon there's going to be a new Copilot product that's not priced here soon. And it's going to be more on the engineering side to make code. So Microsoft will be publishing pretty soon a new Copilot tool, which is actually for programming. So the portfolio that we're going to be seeing here for Copilot is going to keep on growing and growing. And we'll do a quick review of what Copilot is in a future slide and go over the pricing. So today's presentation workshop is to help all of you understand how Copilot is priced, what SKUs or what options are out there. So this is not a technical presentation. Rafael, can you hit the next slide, please? Next. So actually, this is me less than a month ago. I was in Milan, Italy. I went to the Iglesia Santa Maria della Garcia, and that's where Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper painting is at. And what struck me is they're using self-pay, self-order, self-checkout in order to get donations now. So Italy is a country that has one of the oldest demographics out there. Going to church in the week also is the more people in an advanced age, and how technology is growing not only around the AI, but also around autonomous. But what's behind the autonomous shopping, pay, etc., is also the AI portion of it. So it's quickly moving into all aspects of our lives. Next, Hector. So I just want to spend 15 seconds here. This is a series of trainings and workshops that we're doing. This is the first of all of them. So total of 10 in the March of February. We will be launching additional ones in March and possibly repeating some of these. Not sure yet. But what we're going to be covering in the next 15 days, so it's really 5 workshops, trainings, and each is going to be repeated once. So it's 5, 10, 2 is 10 different dates. Licensing, we have now one this week. We'll have another one on February later and at the end of the last day of February. Additionally, we're going to have a couple of trainings on Copilot for sales and marketing, Copilot for Office 365. We'll cover finance, people in finance using Copilot in Excel, for example, human resources, somebody in HR. Our goal is not to show code, not to be technical, but to be able to provide use case scenarios. So somebody who's working in an HR department or a controller or an accounting clerk or a marketing manager, they can see a scenario where they can actually use the technology. So instead of very nice, fancy commercials, we're actually trying to do in the day of somebody in your company using this. So the other sessions that we're going to have is for retail and grocery. Is going to be the other sessions that we're going to cover. So again, a total of 5 sessions. At the end of the presentation, we'll put a web page where you or your colleagues can register into these additional workshops. Next. So again, the agenda, I already did the welcome intro. I'm gonna first mention what's workplace, modern workplace. There's a lot of confusion out there with this new Microsoft branding. We all know Office 365, what it is, Excel, Word, PowerPoint, Outlook. We know that Microsoft expanded to additional products and then added Power BI and Teams and all of that. So how does all of this fit together? We all know that it runs upon the cloud, which Microsoft calls their cloud Azure. And we know that it's integrated and now Copilot is being embedded in all of this. So first, I want to explain what's modern workplace. Where Office 365 or now rebranded Microsoft 365 is part of that. Then we're going to explain what's Copilot. So when we hit the licensing part, you all understand how it all fits together. Next.
Watch me.
Just watch me now. Just watch me now. I got something for you, a little more for you. You won't believe your eyes. Just watch me now. I got something for you, a little more for you. You won't believe your eyes. Just watch me now. Just watch me now.
So if you go right now next to the Microsoft App Store and you go to the Android Play or their App Store, you can download Copilot for free and start using it. So there you go. There is a small free version for you that you can use on your mobile device. So what's modern workplace? It's really a grouping of products. A lot of them have existed for ages, where, I like to say Microsoft is using elegant marketing terms to describe how they're grouping a new P&L, a new profit and loss center, a new division. So within this division or product group, you have what we all know and love as Office 365, which used to be called Office before, which now it's been rebranded to Microsoft 365, which, as I mentioned, is Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, OneDrive. As well, Microsoft added something else in there, which is advanced security. And we'll cover that in a second. That has Defender and other features. And Microsoft does bundle all of that together. Additional to that, under Modern Workplace, we have Microsoft Teams, where we're doing our presentation today. So not much explanation there. Next. We also have the Microsoft Power Platform. That's basically where we have Power BI and Power Automate in. Another part is actually the hardware. So in there, we have devices, tablets, PCs. Uh, there's even little headsets, Surface headsets. So it's the whole gamma of, let's say the high-end Microsoft hardware. And we have Microsoft Viva. The best way I like to explain it is it's kind of like a corporate and enterprise Facebook, Instagram, X, or Twitter type of application. People from the outside can't look in, but it does allow you to share different type of corporate information, make groups, friends, etc. Next. And with that said, I'll pass it to Rafael. He's a consultant, junior consultant in Optimus. He also works a lot in our self-checkout autonomous hardware division. And you can't really explain the technology, work with customers unless we have gamuts from the different demographic groups involved. So that's what I could like to call the Z generation, X generation, millennials, baby boomers. So we're all part of the same world, but uh, our behaviors are somewhat different. So with that said, let's pass it over to one of our younglings, Rafael. Rafael, over to you.
So, hello everyone. It's a pleasure here of mine to give a brief example, brief explanation of how the licensing works with Microsoft, with Copilot in Microsoft, and a little bit into what features Copilot offers you, and in which apps and in which areas of the whole Microsoft fleet of applications and services. So before I want to go into this right now, I just want to give a little brief of an explanation of how Microsoft got into all of this huge AI industry. And it all started in 2019 when they did their first $1 billion investment into OpenAI. And after that, there's been a $2 billion investment in between 2019 and 2022, my bad. And that investment has really helped OpenAI develop their AI tool, and the biggest one being an estimated of around $10 billion in 2023 that Microsoft did invest into OpenAI, and that led to a like a partnership agreement between Microsoft and OpenAI, and that basically has given Microsoft the ability the ability to embed all of this new AI revolution into their system, into all their applications. And in between that agreement, OpenAI and is the exclusive cloud provider. I mean, Microsoft is the exclusive cloud provider for OpenAI, meaning all the workloads and research that happens with OpenAI, it goes through the Azure cloud services. So that's their exclusive cloud services provider for OpenAI and Microsoft Azure. Now going into the products and licensing, AI and Copilot are here to stay. As I said, Microsoft has made a huge investment into it. They are going full throttle, full energy into it, as well as the whole industry, as many of you may know or may have noticed in the last year. 2023 was a huge year for AI. You were hearing AI through everywhere. Everyone that had something to do with technology, they mention AI, that they have AI or they have a tool upcoming with AI features. And also 2024, that's going to be the name of the game, AI. And how Microsoft has really integrated it and released onto it lately with the Copilot It's starting off here with the what's the Microsoft 365 chat. This chat is one specifically within it's to combine everything that's on everything uh in your account, saying all your Outlook and your Excels and PowerPoint files. You can play with that chat within your environment and ask questions of emails you may have or files you have stored within OneDrive. That'll really it'll really you can talk to it and you're talking to all your information. So then jumping into teams have teams have has definitely transformed in the last 1 2 years with new AI features. Now you can recap or summarize any meeting afterwards. It'll give you probably like 10 15 seconds, and you'll have a whole comprehensive summary of the meeting. Or even if you go into a meeting midway through it, you can ask ChatGPT, I mean Copilot, which is ChatGPT. You can ask it what's give me a summary of what's happened until this point and the summary in the meeting. And then we got Outlook with Copilot, which will it's a huge breakthrough and improvement to Outlook. It'll summarize a thread of emails you may have. It'll help you draft an email, correct emails that you have written. It'll help you make it more sound more professional, grammarly correct, and it'll also you can ask for it to give you advice on how you can better your emails. And also it'll summarize emails you have and give you the most important ones. It'll outline them for you. Another In Word, Copilot will, again, it's kind of similar to how it works in Outlook, but it's totally focused and more driven into drafting emails. I mean, drafting text within Word and helping you correct them. And even if you already have an old Word document and you want to better it, you want to make sure that the message you're trying to deliver is accurate. You can highlight whatever text you have and ask Copilot within Word to better your script. So, and with PowerPoint, it's an incredible tool. Also, it'll help you create new slides. It'll help you organize. It'll help you deliver a more concise presentation. Or even if you want to if you have a Word document with all your research and want to create a new PowerPoint, and you want to do it in less than 20 minutes, 10 minutes, you can just ask Copilot within PowerPoint to create create a PowerPoint with reference to this Word document, and it'll actually create. You can tell it, okay, make me a 10 slide or 5 slide presentation. It'll fully do it for you. It'll integrate images by itself. And same with Excel. In Excel, you can ask Copilot to break down data from tables you have created. And also you can tell it to, okay, I have all of this information in tables, but I want to redo them in graphs or make them pretty. You can ask Copilot to do that, and it'll do it in less than 10 seconds. The same work that it would have taken you probably 5-10 minutes to do so. And down there you can see a couple of more examples that you can see where Microsoft, the Copilot, Microsoft 365 Copilot can help you in your workflows and functions throughout your daily use of all the Microsoft fleet of apps. And also, as you can see here in Dynamics 365, we do have Copilot embedded into it. And a brief description, a brief summary of what it can do in CRM, in Dynamics 365 CRM. It can assist you filling out fields and giving ideas on how to within the CRM without having to go elsewhere. So
And we're gonna have a detailed with a real life scenarios actually with the application. So that was very high level theoretical, and now we're gonna start getting into the nitty gritty of what's the cost of the technology. So continue, Hector.
So that was a brief description on some functionalities and what are some capabilities of this new tool that is revolutionizing the whole industry. And now we're getting a bit more into the licensing exact part. And here Microsoft, as you can see, generally available. What does that mean? Before, it was starting on November 2023. It became available, but only for enterprise level, meaning any enterprise company that had more or needed more than 300 licenses. That's at that time, those were the only customers that were able to get Microsoft Copilot. But now anyone can get Microsoft Copilot, and it's gonna be a $30 per month service. It's gonna be an add-on onto any of the following licenses that you can see over here. All customers using these licenses, it's going to be an add-on, $30 add-on on top of those. Here,
And yeah, and I know we see can you go back a slide?
Yep.
Rafael. And we're seeing here a lot of this Microsoft nomenclature or let's say the O35, E5, E3, and Microsoft 365, ME5s. So that by itself is an art, or it's complex explaining the bundling on each one of those, let's say, Office 365 licensing models. We do have websites and that we can provide that could explain that, but again, the purpose of this training is more on the Copilot. So we're gonna be focusing more on what's extra to those licenses. So in this case, what we're seeing here, can you change the slide? And where we're getting to is there's a plan for individuals, you, me, family, and then there's a plan for businesses and organizations. And what you saw in the previous slide, E3, E5, ME5, ME, those are corporate organization, entrepreneur pricing. So all of these here, business premium, business standard, which is the BS, the VP, all of that is move forward. All of that, we can tie it over here where it says for organization, Copilot for Microsoft 365, right? So the fact is, they're kind of like tied together, and that's where you're going to see the $30. Well, so Heck Junior, he's my son, by the way, works with the company now. Rafael, is there anything else you want to add here? And the price for Copilot individual or as a person is $20 per month. Outside of that, is there anything else we need to add?
No, here it's just it's just clarifying that there are two different types of Copilot licenses, and one is the Copilot Pro, the other one is Copilot or the formal name Copilot for Microsoft 365. The one that says here for individuals, that's basically meaning anyone with as you said, a personal account and a family account. And those are the licenses that will only provide you up to these the applications: Outlook, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote. It's a personal use only. When we get into organizations, the $30 one, this is the one that if you have a worker school account, the company account that you may have for Microsoft, that's gonna be, you cannot have Copilot Pro with that one. The only way to add Copilot is with the Copilot for Microsoft 365, and of course, this one right here is the one including Teams. The other one, Copilot, what the personal or family plans do not include Teams. It's only worker school accounts that include the actual full application of Teams. And yeah,
And
that
all
would
of
be
this is going to be tied to your tenant. So if in our case we're www.optimus.pro, my email is hector@optimus.pro. I can't get a Copilot Pro individual license and then use it with my Office 365 account. Microsoft will block that. So we already had a couple of customers who tried doing that. So if your Word, your Excel, your PowerPoint is from a company, it's tied to a tenant, you won't be able to mix it. At the beginning of the presentation, you saw that I mentioned that there's an iPhone, iOS, Apple application for Copilot and one for Android. That's free. So as you can see, that's going to fall under the Copilot free licenses, both for the organization and the individual. So those would be the free ones. Next.
Yeah, so that one, the free one, is actually the one you can access now. If you open up the Edge browser and you type in something, whatever you search for, a new tab under the search bar, it'll appear that says Copilot, and that's where you actually access the free Copilot. So a little bit more into the licensing. Here's where we can see, as Hector also mentioned in the before slide, it's that the Copilot for Microsoft 365 can be attached to these following licenses, including Office 365 E3 and the E5, Microsoft 365 E3 and the E5, and also Microsoft 365 Business Standard and Business Premium. Those are the only licenses at the moment that Microsoft, the Copilot for Microsoft 365 can be added onto. And as for now, the moment, the only plan or buying option for Microsoft Copilot at the moment is with an annual commitment prepaid annual plan, and that's for now. Later on in the future, we're gonna see a monthly basis, an annual commitment but monthly basis payment. And there are no minimum seats required. If you only want to buy one, you can buy one, or you can buy up to 300 Microsoft Copilot licenses, as I also mentioned a bit earlier earlier in the presentation. And now we can jump into this one. Here, this is where a bit more information comes through.
Yeah, so I have a question for you. I know that at a given time, an organization had to have 300 users or something like that. That's no longer the case, right? A company can license one user if they want. Is that a correct statement?
A company, an organization can license just one license if they want to, as we already have a couple of clients that are like that they are starting with one to test it out, and if they want, they can expand later on. But at the beginning, and the 300 licenses, that was for the beginning, when it was only available for enterprises that had more than 300 licenses for Copilot.
Okay. The other thing I do want to clarify for the people assisting the workshop, as I started, we explain what's workplace and within Microsoft and what products are included there that include Microsoft 365, which is what used to be Office 365. Microsoft has another gamut or P&L or business unit or division of products that's known as business applications, or we've known very well known as Microsoft Dynamics 365. Under Microsoft Dynamics 365, we have what the industry knows as ERP. There's both cloud and on-premise solutions there. That's where we have the Dynamics GP, the Great Plains of the world, Business Central, which used to be Navision 365, AX, are now known as 365 FinOps, and SL, the Dynamics SL Solomon. But we also have Microsoft CRM, online, cloud, also called Customer Insights, also known as 365 Sales, Marketing, Customer Service, Field Services. So all of those are business solutions under the Dynamics 365, let's say, branch, both on-premise and on the cloud. First thing I want to clarify here, these are cloud licenses, and this is directly linked into the Dynamics line of business. So I know there will be questions on what happens if I have Microsoft Dynamics or an ERP. Is this only for CRM? We'll answer that in a second. And I know that there will be questions, what happens if I'm paying for Copilot for sales or for marketing? And let's say I also need it for workplace or Microsoft 365 Office. Do I have to pay 50 plus 30 for that user? So hold on to those questions. We will answer them. Continue, Hector. Rafael.
So yes, as Hector mentioned, if you want to have, as I mentioned, if you want to have Copilot embedded also into Dynamics 365 CRM, you can have this combo where you can have the Copilot for sales embedded in Dynamics 365 and have also the Microsoft Copilot for Microsoft 365, the one that I talked before, have both of them included onto the user for your $50 a month. It's gonna be 30. It's gonna be 30 here for the Copilot for Microsoft, and then it's just 20 extra for the Copilot for sales. And important, to mention also is that this is also going to be able to work with Salesforce, Sales Cloud, and Dynamics 365 Sales. And also can be configured to connect to other sales solutions. So here we have an exclusive promo as part of Optimus directly. We're gonna be offering a 10% discount for a limited time on up to 5 licenses. This is going to be an exclusive promo given just by Optimus, and this is gonna be the duration of this promotion will be from now, today, February 14th until February 27th, 2024. So if you are thinking of getting into it, this is a very good time to do so. It's, to our knowledge, no one else is. There's no other promotion giving out there at this moment. It's a really exclusive time and promotion to be giving out now.
Yeah, thank you. So we're going to open this up to questions and answers right now. We did put up here our next set of events that are coming. There's a lot more. We just have 3 of them here. You can go to www.optimus.pro/workshops. You'll see the other 9 workshops, an explanation to them. You can email us. If you need a code or licensing, you can email us at operations@optimus.pro. And you can go to our YouTube channel where this workshop is going to be posted during the day. So with that said, we'll open it up to questions and answers. So you can feel free to write in your answers, and one of our panelists will read the answer. The questions, sorry. Questions are anonymous, so we won't mention your name in public. So feel free that all of this is going to be anonymous.